Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And we play a lot of them, so that's why we're here to tell you our favorite games of June.
Of June.
June.
Yeah.
I feel like it's still May.
Time has gone by so quickly for me that you could tell me it was September and I would believe you.
September?
Yeah.
That's last year. Or are you in the future?
In the future.
You're in the future?
I'm in the future.
Oh,
Yes,
interesting. Yeah. Now, it was a little bit of a slower month for us. We didn't get as many games to the table, but we still got quite a fair bit.
Yeah.
And we did talk about all of the games that we played over on our Patreon. So if you want to support us, feel free to check that out. Or you can hit that subscribe button as well, because that's free.
Exactly. But we should just get into it, shouldn't we?
We should.
Oh, there's one thing I do want to mention because we've made our list and we've looked at them. Maybe there's duplicates, who knows? But what we're going to do is if my number 4 is Ilya's number 2, I'm just going to skip my number 4 and we'll talk about it at the higher rank.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, so you'll know that it's coming as a duplicate. We'll talk about it later.
Now, last month we said we're not going to do honorable mentions for these types of things. But I've decided to sneak one in for a quick 5 seconds.
Of course you would.
It is Five Towers. It was my 6th favorite game of the month. It was so close to making the list. It's a really fun card game. That's all I feel like I could say. I feel like Tyler's staring daggers at me for doing an honorable mention.
Yeah, I mean...
So it's done.
It doesn't help that I didn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah,
so.
Tyler didn't like Five Towers, so we probably won't play it much more. But I really liked it, and if someone wants to play it with me... Yeah. Maybe I'll bring it to a convention.
Anyway.
Number 5, Tyler.
My number 5 is Tokaido Duo. I want to call it Duel all the time, but it is not that. We have not played the original Tokaido.
Still.
We have it, and we will play it eventually. But we got to play this month, and it's a 2-player game that basically... you're managing 3 different workers and there's just like a balancing act that needs to go on. You can dive into one and get a lot of points. I thought that was a lot of fun, and it's cool to be able to like draft the dice because that's what it is. It's a dice drafting game where you're drafting dice to move your people around these just I guess the entire world that is encompassed in this game.
I was a huge fan of this game. Really fun to play.
There you go. Tokaido Duo.
Now, my number 5 is a blast in the past, and that is Monstrosity.
Yeah.
Blast in the past, like 4 or 5 years ago.
I bet you it wasn't even that long ago.
No, it probably wasn't. We brought up this game casually, and I realized how long it's been since I played this game. And we were going to a friend's house. We're like, we have to bring this game. Let's show it to them because I just really want to play it. And it was a ton of fun. One person knows what the monster looked like. They're a monstrosity. And then they have 2 minutes to describe it to everybody else in their drawing and asking questions and helping. Yeah. Kind of like the sketch artist vibe.
Yeah.
Lots of laughs.
Very much sketch artist.
So much fun. Yeah. Never a dull moment. And the illustrations in this are...
They're so elaborate. So like my favorite part about this game is that the pictures are so elaborate. Explaining them is hard enough. But then seeing what everybody else has come up with. Because let's be real. Being a talented artist is... a talent. So you get these fun little, like, not stick figures, they're a little bit more elaborate than that, but they're not, most of the time, they don't really compare to how amazing this is, and also you only get 2 minutes, so.
I would love to see, like, really talented illustrators play this game.
With just the 2-minute timer?
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of good art takes quite some time.
No, I want to see that, because it'd be really cool to see.
It would be cool.
Because even when we had like 1 or 2 friends that were really good, it was
the description of it would be interesting to hear too. Yeah.
True. Your number 4?
My number 4 is this one right here. It's called Gnome Hollow. Look at this little gnome. I wish I had more gnomes over the house. We do have a lot of gnomes.
Tyler really likes gnomes.
I like Christmas gnomes.
He has spring gnomes, I like Christmas gnomes, Halloween gnomes.
I have 1 Halloween gnome. Yeah, I have a lot of gnomes, but this is a gnome game where you're basically going to be collecting mushrooms and then selling them off for trinkets. And you want to do that like through a bunch of different action sequencing and then route building. Essentially, that's what it comes down to. And it is a lot of fun. The game really picks up in pace, so you're like starting off and it feels pretty slow, but then all of a sudden it's game end. It takes less than an hour to play. So but it also has like some crunchy decisions, so I can appreciate that, and that's my number 4.
The production in this is so good.
It has magnetic boards.
And all the gnomes have backstories
Mhm.
and names, and they're very cute.
Poppy and Holly were the ones that I played.
I had Gord and Peanut.
Yeah, there we go.
Very cute.
Yeah. Anyways, that's Gnome Hollow. That is my number 4 of this month.
My number 4, we are going to skip because it comes out higher on Tyler's list. So I'll go to my number 3.
Okay.
My number 3 is Yield.
Yield.
Now, Yield is a game that we have played from BFF Games,
Yes.
and it's the same universe as Hidden Leaders Almost Innocent. We did a how to play video for this one, and it's an area control game. When I first learned about it, I think my expectations were lower because it's not like battling games, war games are not really my vibe.
Right.
But I played it first at 4, then at 3.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yes.
I thought the whole main mechanism of this is knowing when to yield. Because if you yield at the right time, you won't lose too many units, and you'll potentially regroup and do more next time around.
Yeah.
But if you yield at a bad time, you could get destroyed, which is really bad.
Yeah, it could backfire.
Yeah, so you have to, the phrase in this game, I think, is you have to yield to win. Or yield for your victory.
Yield for your victory, yeah.
So it's been really fun to observe. The art style is amazing. There's player powers. There's so much layers in this game. And I believe it's actually on crowdfunding right now. So if you're curious about it, definitely check it out. I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, the world building in Yield is really interesting to me because it's, like, this one is in the past. So I really appreciate that. You get to see, like, the folks from Hidden Leaders, like, younger. Because the king, for example, I think just died in Hidden Leaders, and now
the king was dead before.
well, like the whole thing is like yeah. And in Yield, the king is like one of the main characters in the game.
Well, the
and
king's
it's
the
about
reason everyone's rebelling.
It's about the uprising, so it's really
against
really
the
cool.
king.
Ooh,
You see his brother.
Yeah, you do see his brother, and
Get to see some familiar characters.
Mhm.
World building is so cool to see that aging happen in board games.
Well, not even that, just to see like
Even The
more
Simpsons
stuff,
couldn't do that.
more stuff happen. That's true. Yeah. But that's Yield.
Up next, we have,
My number 3 and your number 2.
which is
Which is this cute little box of a game called Pixies. My favorite part, we're not going to talk about the game right now, but my favorite part is the cards and the art in this game. It's basically like somebody put these models together of like these cute little pixies using acorns and flowers and moss and nature stuff and things like that. And these are absolutely stunning. I love it. It's
Do you
quirky.
think they're
it's neat.
photographs?
They kind of look like they are photographs. I would
wonder
not
if
be
they're all
surprised.
dioramas.
That would be so
Is there a
cool.
little museum of pixies and they just,
Yeah.
all of them are off for display?
Mm.
You know, it'd be a fun fan project. You could recreate all the pixies poses and make your own deck of Tylors.
Yeah.
Anyway, the game is also really, really fun. It's a simple card game where essentially you're drafting cards.
Mhm.
And when you're drafting cards, you're going to do one of 3 things with them. Either place them on your grid, place them face down, etc., etc., etc. And the way you get points is very intuitive. You play 3 rounds. It plays really quickly. It's a lot of fun.
Mhm.
There's a lot of thinking that goes on of like, if I take this, Tyler might take this. And
Yes.
that's really helpful for him. So maybe I should not do that. Maybe I should take that away from him. But then I don't need it. That's going to lose me points because it has a lot of X's. What do?
That's a lot of thinking.
Exactly. But, and this box size. Look at this box size. Look at it.
Look at it. It's actually quite amazing, so it'll be like nice and compact to carry around when we travel to places. It's definitely a game we'll be playing while we're traveling in Iceland.
Yeah, we may be playing it right now as you're watching it in Iceland.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. And that is Pixies. Great little card game.
Now, my number 1
Yes.
and your
number 2
is...
is this one right here, called Cities. Oopsie daisies, I put this one upside down. This is a Phil Walker Harding Steve Finn game.
And it's done by DeVere.
Yes,
That is
true.
an all-star collaboration
That
team.
is true. Yeah.
And, ooh, boy oh boy do I have words to say.
Yeah, Ilya really likes this game.
I really
likes this game.
So I love games that I can show people and they can learn quickly, they can understand quickly, they can feel smart, but there's still a lot of depth and strategy in the game, and I really enjoy playing it a ton of times.
Mhm.
I feel like there's games that I have a lot of fun with. We play them a couple of times and the game feels complete. I did not feel that with this one.
That is good. That's good.
So cities has various different cities with different scoring conditions.
Yep.
But where this game really shines is your prioritization and action selection.
Yep.
There's 4 things you're going to get. They are scoring cards,
Uh-huh.
building tiles,
Yep.
that make a 3x3 grid, feature tiles,
Feature tiles.
that go on your building tiles, and buildings that little like 3Ds,
That they're stackable. They're stackable.
up to 4, only 4.
Mhm.
Now you have a grid of 4x4, a row of 4 of each of these, and you get to select where you want to take from first on your turn.
Yeah.
Now, see, there's a scoring card you really want. I'm gonna go take it first before Tyler gets it.
Mhm.
But Tyler, in return, decided to steal the feature tiles I wanted. Inconvenient. The simplicity in that is just, it's one of those things I'm like, why isn't this in more games?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact that it's just translated so well here, I was a huge fan of how it's implemented.
Yeah, I really like the prioritizing of it. It's really interesting to like not necessarily give up, but like prioritize one action over the other, because once you've taken one action, you can't take it again. You're only ever going to take 4 actions in a round, and they have to be different every single time. So it's very interesting to be like, this is my main priority for this round, so I have to grab it. Or maybe nobody will grab something, so you're like, I can safely go here, because then like there's only 2 spots, and I don't think that Ilya will like take this action next turn, so I think I'm safe to take this so I can get back to it. It's very interesting. The decisions that you end up making based on like what the other players are doing also kind of like evolves as you play through the game and learn how to do it more, and I always love that in games.
And you only take 1 thing per row as well, so you can't take multiples. So at the end of it, you're kind of stuck with some stuff. You're like, ooh,
yes, which can go both
I don't know if I wanted
or
this.
good. yeah, like getting stuck with a scoring card that doesn't score you any points. I mean, like early on, sure you can like maybe weave your
should have
strategy in it,
prioritized,
or maybe it doesn't even matter because you've got other things that are way better for you. So
True.
it's like that interesting thing where it's like it's okay that you took this because it's maybe not points, but you got better things.
Cities, I feel like, is going to do wonders for this hobby.
Whoa. Okay.
It's
big praise.
I want to play this
Big
with a ton of
praise.
people. I want to show this game to people. I think people will like it and show it to other people. I'm a big fan of Cities.
Yeah, I really liked it.
It was your number 2.
It was my number 2. But it wasn't my number 1, which is the game we're going to talk about now.
Which is
Luthier. This game is basically a game where you're going to be taking the role of a musician, a family of folks who run a business that repairs musical instruments.
Luthiers.
Yeah, that's like the definition or the proper terminology. But this game is super, super interesting. Let's just start off by saying like you're going to be taking like the actions are very straightforward, but the way that the actions work is really interesting. You're going to be basically like repairing, building instruments, placing things into a concert hall, performing things, and then like getting patrons to come to like your business. But while all that is happening, what you're going to do is each round you place down value tokens into the actions that you would like to do. So on my turn, like I would place 1, Ilya would place another. They can stack, but once everybody has placed all of their tokens, one of the players, whoever starts for example, will select a space to activate. Interesting little like twist here that I don't need to talk about too much, but you can activate a space that like you're not actually in, which I find very interesting in like a decision space realm. But what's cool about it is you can kind of like activate the way that you would like to, so that it benefits you hopefully the most. And I find that super interesting because timing of this game, like if you're short a resource, your turn now might be ruined because somebody activated, or not totally ruined, but you'll have to like change.
I think
things
that's the impact of it though.
Yeah, that's what's interesting.
You could be planning to go here first and then get something here to do something here, but Tyler could activate this space first, so you don't get to do this initial thing, so you don't have the threshold. Exactly. So you kind of have to adapt as you go. Yeah. And I do think there's quite a bit of screwing people over that happens in this game, because you can see what other people are going for, what they want to do, and if they have really low resources, you may be like, I think they're planning something here. Yes. I'm going to activate this because I have what it takes and I can do it. Yep. Or I'm not even there. And I like that part about the game. The only thing I'll add too is the art in this game is outstanding.
Spot
I have a
on.
huge soft spot for music. I play guitar, piano, and a bunch of instruments. I was in a band when I was younger. And you know, a lot of this is just really reminiscent, being the trumpets and competing for first chair and doing all of that.
Yeah.
But Vincent Dutrait has really outdone himself in this project. I think the cover specifically is unreal.
Beauty.
And the board,
Yeah, there's a lot going on with this game. It's heavier, of course, and it's just a good time. We've only played it digitally though, so we're looking forward to getting like a physical copy and being able to play it. And you folks can kind of look forward to us doing coverage on it at some point.
because we're gonna talk about Luthier.
We are.
It's just so good.
It is.
I love when heavy games make sense because they feel less heavy.
Yeah, they're easier to teach, and then you can kind of just like watch people kind of like put the puzzle pieces together. It feels really good.
It sure does. And that is our number one. That has been...
Well, that's my number one. Your number 4.
That is correct. And that has been the games that we played in June.
Our top games that we played in June.
What a Pride Month it's been.
What a Pride Month indeed.
Well, we got married in June.
We did.
That's the definition of pride in itself.
I guess you're right. I guess you are right.
Now for our question of the day.
What's your game? What's the game you enjoyed the most in June? Obviously, that's what we
What game made you go, wow?
Wow.
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 Yeah. Let us know down in the comments below, and of course if you liked this video, give us that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, because we make weekly board game content, and we've really been enjoying doing these monthly wrap-ups. So, let us know if you've been enjoying them too. Until next time though, you got anything left?
Just you wait till July.
Wow. Anyways, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.